Hey guys!
Welcome back. So today I want to tell you guys the truth, tell you guys the tea about what happened to my car, because I've got a lot of comments asking me what happened to your car, and a lot of people in my personal life asking me what happened to my car, so I thought I would do that. So I guess I'll backtrack to April. So in April I went to Jamaica for a wedding, and while I was in Jamaica, I have a vlog on my channel, just gonna plug that in right now. If you guys want to watch it, I'll like leave it up here somewhere in the card. Anyway, so I went to Jamaica, I had so much fun, got back from Jamaica, and my car's AC wasn't working, which was very weird, and I had a pop tire. So immediately I thought someone might have like popped my tire by mistake on purpose, or like, I don't know, it was weird. So whatever, I got the tire fixed, and then the AC was like, it turned out being some really expensive thing. I don't even know the name of it because I don't know anything about like mechanics or anything, but it turned out being something that was like over $1,500 to fix. But thankfully I have a friend that's a mechanic, and he said as long as I buy the part, which is only like $200 with his discount, or maybe it was like $300, I don't know. He said as long as you buy the part, I'll fix the AC. So I waited literally until June to get my AC fixed, because at the end of April I went to London for a whole month, and I wasn't gonna fix it, and I wasn't gonna spend the money right before I went to London. So I waited till June. When I got back, as soon as I got back from London, I went straight to get my car fixed. So I left my car with him for like a week while I was like seeing some family and stuff, and then I picked my car up and it was acting perfectly fine. I drove it for a whole week in South Florida, so that's where the mechanic like resides. Drove it for a whole week while I was home. I was going back and forth, it was acting perfectly fine. So I was like, whatever. It came time for me to go to Orlando, and I drove back up to Orlando, no problems. I was so happy my car was finally working, you know, like we were good, you know, my car and I were having a good relationship. So then the next day, I believe, Quincy wakes up early and he goes to like the grocery store to get some essentials while I'm still sleeping, and he calls me like 15 times while I'm sleeping, but of course Natalia doesn't answer the phone call because I'm sleeping. He called me because my steering wheel like was locked, and usually the steering wheel locks like to protect from like someone stealing your car. So like if you move the steering wheel after you've turned your car off, it'll lock and you have to like do some like weird maneuver to fix it. So he called me because it was locked, and he was doing what he usually does when the steering wheel locks, but like the car would turn on and the steering wheel would still be locked. So we found out that it was the power steering. So it only happened once that time, and we were like, that's weird, whatever. Like I was a little bit scared, but I was okay with it. Like I was like, as long as it doesn't happen again. So then like the next day or later on that day, we went to movies, and we go to movies very often, and I'm in the car and I turn the car on and I go to like move the steering wheel, and the steering wheel's locked again. So I get really scared and I call my stepdad. I'm like, oh my god, like my steering wheel's locked, it happened earlier today. And like he's like, oh, try doing this, turn the car off, turn the car on, do this, try moving the steering wheel. Like he told me what to do. Didn't work. I was like, he's like, okay, I don't know. Like eventually we were on the phone and it worked, like it unlocked, like after like maybe like 5 minutes of like trying to unlock it. So then we get to the movie theater, we watch the movie, we get out of the movie theater, and I'm like praying. I'm literally like, I hope the steering wheel is not locked, like please don't lock. It doesn't lock, so we're good. Next day, Quincy's taking my car to work because I didn't work or anything that day, and he worked, and it was just like, I mean, it made sense that he would use the car if I had nothing to do that day, and he's the one to take the bus. It's like a 2-hour bus ride to go to his work. Like I'm so sleeping. I hear him leave the house because our house has like a alarm system, so when you open the door it like makes a noise. So I heard the door open, but I was still like in my sleep, and I knew it was him leaving the house, but like I just didn't pay much attention to it. And then I hear the door open again, so that's when I wake up and I'm like, why is the door opening again? Like it's really early in the morning, you never roommates are awake. Then he come back in the room, and then obviously he comes back in the room and he tells me, your car's not turning on. When you wake up, call your stepdad. So of course that woke me up right away, and I wasn't gonna be able to go back to sleep after that. I'm like, what do you mean my car's not turning on? So I wake, like he leaves, I get up and I call my stepdad, and I'm like, my car's not turning on. Like, and I show him like, it's just like you know when you turn the key and it just like it like stutters. I don't know what it's called, but like it just like it like doesn't want to turn on. So he sees it, he's like, oh, I tried doing this, maybe it's the battery, maybe it's that, but the battery was like new, so it wasn't the battery. He's like, try tightening this thing, but like I know nothing about cars, and there was like literally Quincy had just left and all my roommates were sleeping, so I was like, okay, like whatever. I hang up. He's like, when Quincy gets home, have him call me so that he can do this, whatever, something. Okay. Quincy calls him and tries the same thing. It's not really working. So I mean, I'm really sad, and I'm just like, my stepdad's like, well, he's like trying to, like, he's kind of telling me like, this is the end of your car, you know, your car's like basically like it's giving out. Like, you have to keep in mind this car is like 11 years old, 240,000 miles. And it's like, it's very old. Like, we were expecting it to happen, but we were hoping that it would happen next year, like in next May, because that's when I graduate, so I would get a new car, and it would just be like, it would just make sense instead of me having to get a new car now. So he's like, well, he calls the mechanic said like, oh, like, I didn't think it was gonna last so long, you know, so I can have it towed. So they get it towed from Orlando to Miami, which is like super expensive and like such a big long drive. So I have a whole like vlog of all of this that went down, and I just haven't uploaded it because at the end of the vlog I wanted to be like, and this is my new car, yay, but like I haven't got a new car. So I think I'm just gonna upload that, like the vlog of it all happening, in a separate video. So if you want to see that, let me know down below, because it's actually like, I have more emotions, and I'm crying, and I'm like, I say goodbye to my car and things like that. So, and I'll probably go more into depth of what happened in that vlog. So if you really want to see that, like, I'll edit it and upload it. So they come and take my car. We're waiting for, like, you know, the diagnosis of the car. The mechanic, he like tightens one thing and the car turns on perfectly, and like there's nothing wrong with the car. Like, in his eyes, he's like, I turned the car on and it's fine, and I look like a crazy person because I literally said my car wasn't turning on, but he turned it on like super easily. I was like, I know that's weird, but like my stepdad literally like was on the phone with me when it wasn't working. So they were like, okay, I have a buyer. So my mom had a coworker that had no car, and he was willing to pay like a good amount of money for a car that literally is like near its end, 11 years old and 240,000 miles on it. So they were like, it's your decision. You could take the money and like put that as a down payment for a new car, or you can just have the car and just like wait it out and see like what happens with the car. But like, it might give you problems, it might not. So they did give me the option, but they were like rushing me and pushing me kind of to like get a car, because they were like, we need to know your decision by Sunday, and it was like Friday or something like that. Like, I needed to make a decision really quickly, and like I realized, and what I have learned from this experience was that I can't make a decision, like such a big financial decision, in a matter of days. Like, I have to think about it and do like a budget, and I did do a budget, and my plan was originally to sell the car and get a new car. And like, I really, like, I had my mindset on it. I sold the car and I got the money, but then I realized that I don't have the full-time job. I'm still in school. I don't make that much money. Like, I could afford it but I would just like really stretch myself thin if I did that. And Quincy made me realize that it wasn't the best financial decision to get a new car. So in hindsight, when I look at it, I really did something really spur of the moment, and I really regret selling my car, because right now I'm like going through a lot of difficulties when it comes to like transportation, just because to get to work and to get to school, I have to take like the university shuttle, which I walk like maybe like 5 to 10 minutes to get to the shuttle, because near where I live there's like a student housing apartment complex. So I walk to that and I take the shuttle from there. It's not that bad of a walk. It's like really easy. So that's what I've been doing for class. But then if I have work during the weekends, or if there's no class or something, they don't have a shuttle to drive me. So then I have to take the city bus to go to class or work. And the city bus is literally like a 20-minute walk from where I live, and it's so hot, and it's free with UCF. So I've had some questions asking me if the transportation in Orlando is really good and if it's easy for me to get around, and it's not really easy, and it's not that good. It's not the worst, but the bus does come every like 30 minutes, so it's not like in some major cities. Like when I went to London, there was a bus literally like every 5-10 minch, like 10 minutes, every 10 minutes there's a bus, the same bus number. So it was really easy to get around, and it's not that easy, you know. Like if I want to go downtown, which would usually be like a 20-minute drive, it literally takes like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Usually people have to pay for the bus, obviously, but since I am a UCF student, we do get free like public transportation, which is a new thing. It hasn't always been like that. So I have been struggling a little bit, and like I realized how much my life has changed since, like, I have a farmer's tan now. Like you can't see it because of the exposure, but I literally have a farmer's tan because I always wear like sleeves, and I don't know, like I don't know. And I have to think about like what I'm going to wear more, because I have to think like I'm going to be walking 20 minutes to work and from work, and it's hot and I'm going to sweat. So I have to wear something that you won't be able to see my sweat through. So like I can't wear this to work because like if I sweat, you're gonna be able to see like a sweat stain. And like I have to think about things like that, and most people don't think about that, but I have to think about it. I have to think about like if I'm washing my hair today, like put sunscreen on and things like that, which I never really thought about before because I just knew like I would just park my nice car and like get out and go to work. So yeah, so what ended up happening is I sold the car, and the plan was to get a new one. So I went to a dealership to look at cars, and I was like so ready to buy it. Like I was gonna buy it like that day, you know, like I was so impulsive. But then Quincy was like, wait a minute, like he's really the smart one in this situation, and he's the one that's had the most like smart ideas. So he told me like, wait a minute, just think about it. Like I did my budget with the thought that I would be working like minimum 20 hours a week and whatever. But then the following week I started classes again, like for the summer classes, and I started work again. And for some reason my work hasn't been scheduling me 20 hours. They've only been scheduling me like maybe 10 to 15 hours, which I don't mind anymore because I don't have any big expenses, and the money is just going to my rent and like to anything else. But if I think back at it, and if I had a car, I would have to be working more, which might put me in a detrimental position with like school and stuff. So maybe if I was working more, I wouldn't be able to focus on my school so much. And I'm glad that I didn't get a new car because I feel like I would be stressing about it. But I'm not glad that I don't have a car. You know that quote they say, hindsight is 20/20, and it really is. Like I feel like in the moment I was just feeling like a rush of emotions, and I couldn't bear the thought of not having a car. Because when you go from having a car for years and like relying on like form of transportation to not having a car, you like just the thought of it made me really scared. But now that I don't have a car, like yes, I wish I did have a car, but I do see how not having a car is fine. So yeah, that is why I don't have a car. What happened to my car? My car is perfectly fine. My mom sees it at work every single day. She tells me, I just saw your car, and she keeps calling it my car, and I get so like sad kind of because it's not my car anymore, you know. I think if I see it, I will start crying. Like sometimes I just want to tell my mom like, Mom, let's give him the money back, and like I'll take the car back, but like that's not gonna happen, you know. I just get really sad thinking about it and not having a car. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, let me know if you want to see the vlog of me like going through it with my car and my final goodbye and looking at new cars and then not getting any. But yeah, that is what is going on now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.